very angry with Meghan Markle and Prince Harry for not letting him see his grandkid. In an explosive interview, Thomas Markle has really taken the two under the bus and is revealing heated secrets behind what really could be the reason why Meghan Markle and Prince Harry have not allowed him see his grandkid. Well, this is the Legend of Pinax News. For more news, please do log on to pinaxnews.com. Do well also to follow us here on YouTube, and of course, do well to subscribe. Your thought and comment also will be appreciated beneath the comment section. So let's really get into the video where Thomas Markle apparently had a very interesting conversation on Good Morning, where he said that for some time now, he has not even set eyes on his grandkids. Well, take a listen at this. There's been a lot of reactions as well, so do listen to what Thomas apparently said first.
For reconciliation with his daughter Meghan, or Meg, and her husband Prince Harry. This morning, he's going to urge that royal couple to allow him to meet his grandchildren for the very first time while he still has the chance.
Thomas was admitted to hospital back in May last year when he suffered a stroke and consequently lost the ability to speak. He's had speech therapy. He's now regained the ability to speak out, and he joins us live exclusively. And Thomas, you believe that this will be your last ever live television interview. You have a final television message for your daughter, don't you?
No, not my last, but I still haven't seen my grandkids, and that's is a vow. I want to see my grandkids, and I think the king would like to see his grandkids as well.
Susanna and I last spoke to you, I think it was October 2021, and I remember one of the first things you said to us was that this was going to become a regular thing, that you were going to go on television. You said to us about once a month to keep pushing until finally the door opened and you got a chance to see your daughter again. You're not that bothered about Harry, but you wanted to see Meg again and you want to see the grandchildren. And then you had the stroke. You were very ill with that stroke. As Susanna said, you lost the power of speech. Did Meghan make any attempt, even via a third party, to see how you were doing?
To my knowledge, no attempts at all. No one tried. I haven't seen Meghan and Harry in 5 years. And the last time I spoke with them, I was on a hospital bed before the wedding.
You see, if that was me, and I was, at death's door for quite a few weeks and months, and my daughter turned her back on me, I'd be heartbroken. How do you feel?
Well, I guess heartbroken. I'm very upset about it as well, because this is a cruel thing to do to our grandparent, not to just me, to the King of England as well. Denied the right to see a grandchildren. You have to forgive my voice, but I'm trying to say it the best way I can.
Thomas, we can hear in your speech the effects of the stroke. How else has it affected you? Well,
there's no cure for a stroke. You learn to manage it, so I'm managing the voice. I started with no voice at all. I didn't have any voice at all, and now it's getting better. And when I take my time and sound out words, it gets much better. But it's a management thing every day.
What would you like to say to your daughter? I mean, we have interviewed you a number of times. You've been on Good Morning Britain a number of times over the past few years. And I have to admit, I've had ambivalent feelings about it because, every member of a family is entitled not to speak to another member of their family if they feel wounded and hurt. And then when the book came out and the 6-part Netflix documentary came out, I think I changed my view a little bit, because they are very open about the rifts in the family, and they have not remained quiet. And so I think you are entitled to speak about family relations and rifts. And I know that you don't have direct contact, so I can understand why you want to use television channels to get your message across. And Meghan, of course, is entitled to heed or not heed what you say. But if she is watching, and if she does hear, what would you like her to hear from you directly?
Put the past behind us and allow me to see my grandkids. In California, I can actually sue to see them, but I don't want to do that. And the other thing is, I've done nothing wrong. There's nothing that points to me says I'm a bad guy. As a matter of fact, I'm a really loving father, and she knows that. And there's no excuse for her to treat me this way. No excuse to treat the king that way as well. It's really ridiculous. No excuse to treat grandparents that way.
I must be honest.
Yeah, so that was Thomas, Markle over there, who looked very worried for some time now. He claims that Meghan Markle and Prince Harry, unfortunately, have not allowed him see his grandkids. And looking at how, old he is, he still really wants to see his kids. Now, this is a very sad situation, I must be honest. A lot of people also have reacted about this. What really is your thought and comment about it? Do you feel that what really, Markle and Harry are doing are in the right direction? Or you feel that Thomas deserves to see his grandkids? I do not really know what so much, there is between these two couple, I should say, these two, parties. But it looks like he claims that he still wants to see his grandkids. Well, let's take some reactions.
And Harry, oh yeah, filter free by the way, I'll get a bit of natural light. However, in that post you reference shorts. Where did I mention shorts? Where did I get personal about Meghan and Harry once? Because I don't do that. I just speak about the actions and behaviours that they do along with the press. If they stepped away and chose freedom and peace, then a lot of the people would be happy. But you see, when you see a granddad on TV begging to see his grandchildren before he dies, because that's the only language we understand that Harry and Meghan speak, because they also is sat on the TVs and wash their dirty laundry in front of the world's eyes. And you do get this sense of feeling that there's no direct line there to Meghan Markle from the minute she met Harry, as Thomas Markle was chucked to the curb out of shame and embarrassment. So yeah, no matter who you are, a grandparent who's lost contact with their grandkids, or simply a once child who's grew up without a parent like Charles and Thomas Markle, who did evidently give a lot of love to Harry and Meghan, yet we've had to sit back and watch all this. Whether you've lost a grandparent like we watched the Queen die in that way, what they've done is created a reaction, a feeling, humanising the royal family. And when they stand on a stage and preach about family, and the very next day you've got a dad begging to see his grandkids before he dies, it's sort of actions and behaviours. Yes, of course, the media are going to report on it and people are going to speak on it. It's because we know. It's because they told us. It's because they've included us. It's because they've not stepped away from selling their souls to the people to make money for their big homes without a care for the human value that is going on in front of our eyes.
So I have a question for you guys, and I would appreciate complete honesty, please. Am I a completely horrible person for giving zero fucks about Thomas Markle's feelings? Because you see, Thomas Markle gives zero fucks about his daughter and what his daughter feels. So why should we pity him? According to Good Morning Britain, we should feel sorry for Thomas Markle because his daughter has completely cut him off. He has had a bajillion and one strokes, and apparently now he's all better right after the Invictus Games, just in time to sit down and trash his daughter one more time. According to him, he just cannot go on living without being able to meet his newest grandchildren. This is the same Thomas Markle who has zero relationship with any other of his grandchildren. I believe he has like 4 adult grandchildren that he was never a part of their lives. Some of which he's actually never even met. So it makes you wonder, what makes Meghan Markle's children so special that he just cannot continue living without meeting them? Could it be that these grandchildren have a prince as a father, have a very, very famous mother, and Thomas Markle has been known to, look for the media's attention? And Good Morning Britain viewers are not too happy about this, spontaneous appearance of Thomas Markle on Good Morning Britain, because it just seems that every time Harry and Meghan get any positive media coverage, he just magically appears on their screen, accompanied of course by a nice check and what is a script at this point, because the man says the same thing again and again, nothing new. So no, Good Morning Britain, we do not pity Thomas Markle. We really don't, because Thomas Markle could have chosen to be the father that he said he has always been to Meghan. But instead, he decided to sell his soul to you guys and the rest of the media who are willing to pay him $20 just to talk about his daughter. We need to start breaking these generational curses that tell us that we have to put up with our parents no matter what. Because we did not ask to come into this world, and our parents have made bad decisions on their own without our influence. And now they have to deal.